In this lecture, we are going to learn about the dbt show command. The dbt show command allows you to run a query against the data warehouse and also preview the results in the terminal. For example, let's say you are working with dbt core on your local machine. I'm inside Visual Studio Code. You can go under target and you will find the compiled code of your model. The only way for you to preview the data that are being returned by this query is to copy the code and go into your data platform and run the code there. You can now go into BigQuery and do something like this. I like to limit that to 50. And this is the only way for you to preview the code until now. One way for you to preview your code will be to use the command dbt show and select the model you like to see. In our case, it's the store_sales summarized. You can simply give it the name of the model, or you can also add .SQL to it if you want, but this is enough. This is going to compile your model and run it directly against your data platform. But the code is not stored somewhere, so this is really just previewing. This is live query results. There's a parameter called inline that you can do something like dbt show inline pass in a valid SQL statement. So we can do something like we can use the inline argument to pass in a valid statement that dbt is then going to use to query the data. So this is going to return the same thing as before. And per default, this is going to return 5 rows, and you can change that if you want. So you can go ahead and add the minus and say you like to get the first 15 rows. And now you are getting the first 15 rows. In here, you can add any valid SQL statements. You can even do what's the name of the column? Total sales. Should be greater than, let's say, 5,000, and execute that. We now filtered all the rows that contains a value that is less than 5,000. And this is how the filtered data is then going to look like. This is an improvement, but I think when you are working with dbt Cloud, it's simply much easier to just hit preview and you have the preview of your data. And inside the dbt Cloud, if you don't want to change your model, for example, you can simply do something like this, copy this, add it somewhere here, and do where greater than, say, 10,000, and simply preview the data. And that's why I think that working with the dbt Cloud IDE, you can be more productive. If you have to work with dbt Core, I highly recommend you to go ahead and install this extension, dbt Power User. This is going to make you more productive using dbt Core. See you in the next lecture.